Arsene Wenger is a more iconic manager than Jurgen Klopp will ever be. Known for his 20-plus year stint as Arsenal manager, the French coach has etched his name in Premier League history, winning multiple league titles in England and going the whole season unbeaten in one of those victories. Today we'll talk about Arsene and his overall legacy.
You talk about a kind of rivalry between managers. Who was your biggest kind of rival, bête noire? Would it be Alex Ferguson?
He was my biggest rival, yes, for 10 years.
I mean, Arsene and Sir Alex Ferguson obviously fierce rivals during their time in the Premier League. Wenger won numerous accolades with Arsenal, and obviously Ferguson was a serial winner with that Manchester United team, winning Premier League after Premier League, historic trebles and all sorts. They were the two best managers in the country at a point in time, going head to head every season, and that was probably one of the best times in English football.
But was it really properly aggressive with him, or was it kind of playing your role?
No, it's real. You know, competition, and who could tell you that is real. It's you or me.
You can see there from Arsene that the conflict and the beef between those two was real, it was genuine, it wasn't something that they just did for the cameras. And you want the tension between the two teams to be kind of high, because that will make them really go at it when it comes to competing for the title in that title race, because both teams just want to beat each other.
Because Jose Mourinho, no, I noticed you don't mention him in the book.
No?
It's probably because Mourinho famously called him a specialist in failure. That's obviously a very scathing comment, a scathing remark that probably left Arsene a bit salty, a bit offended, hence why I probably didn't even bother mentioning one of his greatest rivals in his book. I definitely think that is probably a reason why. They definitely had an iconic rivalry throughout their time in England, similar to how Arsene was beefing with Fergie. We saw this again with him and Mourinho, and that was another really just memorable rivalry in the Premier League.
Well, Arsene, after 22 years, you said in your book that you were going to have to learn to live without Arsenal. How's that gone for you?
It was tough to live without Arsenal. Overall, I think I survived well. You know, time is a good doctor, and it helps you to get over things and take things with a distance.
Obviously, Arsene Wenger definitely has that attachment, that nostalgia when it comes to Arsenal. It's a place of sentiment for him, considering how long he was at the club for. It's a place that he'll always remember. So obviously when he left, naturally I can imagine it was kind of hard for him. It feel different to kind of adapt to new surroundings and leave the place that you'd been at for ages. But over time, eventually you kind of get over it and move on to something new, something different.
The fact that I completely committed, that I given absolutely all, and that left the club in a very good shape, financially, technically, and structure-wise, helps to think, okay, it's another chapter now, let the club go on.
Yeah, obviously now Arsene has to move on to something new, but it does feel weird considering how much time he spent at Arsenal. It's a club that means so much to him and he has so much emotion attached to that club, but obviously now he's doing something else. He's working at FIFA and he's got the job of just trying to figure out this next chapter in his life, because obviously the previous one that he was part of for such a while is now gone. And of course naturally that does feel a bit weird when you have to just do something else. Every story has an ending. That 20-odd year period of him managing Arsenal had some fantastic moments, but now he's had to kind of leave that behind, even if he'll still always remember it.